Hey everybody, this is Peter Cunha, your New Jersey real estate giant, and I'm here with Paul Kapish. He is one of my favorite real estate attorneys. Thanks for your time, Paul. Thanks for doing this with me today.
No, thanks for having me, and thanks for considering me one of your favorites.
Yeah, no, it's really important to me. So what we're doing is, Paul, I was kind of filling you in. We do a business partner of the week, and you and I have done some presentations. We run the gamut. It's not all just real estate driven. And it's kind of I guess it's kind of a deeper dive into your background. But one of the things that I like about it is your offices are currently located where?
Our main office is in Long Branch, New Jersey, and we have a satellite office in Bayonne, New Jersey. And my partner, he was practicing in Bayonne for 40 years, plus he was the mayor in Bayonne back in the 90s. And he's been in Long Branch for about 15 years. And I've been friends with him and known him for about 15 years as well. And it just made sense for him and I to join up. A lot of the same areas of practice, and it's been great, and it's great to have a home in Long Branch too.
Yeah, no, I grew up in Long Branch. I loved growing up on the Jersey Shore. I'm so proud to see what Long Branch has become because it wasn't always that way. It's kind of like weird because I grew up. I went to Red Bank Catholic. I didn't go to Long Branch High School, but I remember when I went to Red Bank, it was considered dead bank, right? And the fact that there's like a Tiffany's there, it's just kind of like Pier Village, not in a million years. I don't know if you ever went to the, what was it called, the Haunted Mansion on the boardwalk before it burned down. It was one of those, like you had to grow up in Long Branch in the 70s to really kind of understand that.
Before
But
Pier Village.
before Pier Village, it used to be just kind of like arcade and amusement rides, and had a slip and slide and everything else. But we're getting completely off track here. So one of the things that I really just kind of enjoy doing is I know you're a foodie. I'm a foodie. We went out to a great luncheon down in Long Branch, what I call Little Brazil, and we went to Port of Sol, and I think we feasted away. I think I'm still trying to get through that meal.
Yeah, they bring out the flaming chorizo.
Yeah,
I'm all in.
yeah. Also, yeah, I think I shared the paella with somebody as well. But no. So how did you get into law? Where did you go to law school? Where did you grow up? And just kind of fill everybody in on this.
Sure. Yeah, I grew up in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Moved to the Jersey Shore, and basically as soon as I could get out of high school, I moved to the Jersey Shore. I used to surf in Long Beach Island. I've come a long way since then. Went to law school a little later in life, and actually met my wife on the ferry going into New York City on my way to New York Law School. She was in human resources. She was on her way to work at Century 21 department stores, and we met on the ferry. And that's why I still live here in her hometown in Middletown.
That's great. So you just touched on a couple of different things that brought back big memories. I went to Pace University, so Century 21 was, like that's where everybody, like especially me, a college kid on a budget, would go shopping at, right there by the Twin Towers. And then
Yep.
surfing, my pledge name in college was Spicoli. I never actually did any surfing, but it just kind of reminded me of that. And it's like how many stupid quotes like Mr. Hahn, you dick.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't know you were a surfer, so that's good to know as well. So
and I think I know all the Spicoli quotes from Fast Times.
okay. We're gonna have to have that one. We'll go tit for tat on that one. So here's an interesting thing that you told me that I wish more people would know this, but your background was actually in commercial real estate working for a bank. Is that correct? If you want to just kind of go a little granular on that.
Well, yeah, my previous firm, we represented a regional bank on its commercial loan transactions, and the insight you gain from that, from being the lender's attorney, is great, because you run into every kind of problem you can imagine with a transaction from the lender's perspective. And these things have to be settled, otherwise we're not closing. And you just gain so much more access when you're not just representing a seller, you're not just representing a buyer, you're seeing it from the lender's perspective. So really gained a lot of experience and understanding through that.
Right. No, and it's just, and I think that, just being able to adjust and be flexible. Me with the real estate firm, we were talking a little bit about this, but it's the market's becoming so much more challenging, right? And what I'm noticing is, like, deals are becoming hard enough. Buyers and sellers are having enough of an emotional issue that, and deals get complicated. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. They do get complicated, but what I really appreciate about you is the deals that we've worked on. It's, they're problems that can be solved, right? As opposed to, hey, I'm gonna sell, I'm gonna threaten you with a kill letter.
Mm.
It's kind of like, all right, so I get it. The mortgage commitment was down, due on Wednesday, and we got it on Friday. It's not the end of the world. We're still moving forward with the deal, and we're still on track. So, it's a. I just appreciate you, and I think that a lot of it, because my background was in finance. I work on Wall Street as a trader, and you're only as good as your last deal, right? And you could have 10 good deals in a row, and then you hit one that just runs into a snafu that you just can't get out of. So, at the same time, that's the beauty of what we do. So,
Sure. And each transaction is different. Each client is different, right? You have to really be available for that client, those needs, what that transaction's demanding. Because you could have a first-time home buyer who's nervous about everything, and you can have a savvy developer who this is his 12th purchase or sale this year. So it's very two different dynamics,
yeah,
and everything in between.
it always shocks me because I do have some investors that do buy quite a bit of volume, and every once in a while they're just like, they do kind of the foundational inspection just to make sure that the house isn't going to fall down, and they back out of these deals, and I'm like, I can't blame them, because
Mhm.
and the person typically selling them the houses was an investor themselves, and they move on to the next buyer. It's just like I said, it's a little bit different when you're dealing with investors versus people that are actually looking to move into owner occupied houses, or either upsizing or downsizing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the emotional side of it. Which, again, we do try to manage it. We try to help it as much as possible. Any interesting trends that you're seeing nowadays, or we've kind of fallen off this market of, I'll offer you 50 to 100,000 more than what you want for your house, and I'll waive all the contingencies. What kind of trends are you seeing out there?
Uh, I don't know if you would call them trends. I'm not really seeing a lot of trends, but I think concerns that people were having with interest rates being higher, um, prices possibly coming down. I'm not seeing that yet. I'm not seeing prices coming down. I don't know if you are, from your perspective.
Flattening, flattening more than anything.
Flattening. I would agree, flattening, but I don't really see them dropping, and I don't think there's a big gain in inventory uh, compared to buying. So anytime you don't have the inventory, you're still going to have a demand, and I still see prices. I even have one that's still going above asking price.
Right.
You know,
So,
so,
yeah, what I'm saying now is, like, pricing is such an important strategy. And again, I'm not going to sit there, with a homeowner and try to explain to them that, they're overpricing their house by 50,000, when there's another realtor that's going to come in and say, hey, forget about 50,000 over, let's list it for 100,000 over. and then, we'll reduce the price and, see if we can get an offer. I'm just kind of, I think it's so important now in this market to price properly from the get-go. Just because, it's everybody's so used to houses selling in 7 days. I mean, I had a client that said, "Hey, call the realtor, find out why it hasn't sold." And I'm like, it's been on the market for 10 days. Like, like that's the mentality now. And
Yeah. Yeah.
you
I haven't had to talk any buyers off the ledge of saying, I'll buy your home with no appraisal, no inspection, just sell me your house. There was a period there for a few months, maybe almost a year. I had to talk some buyers off the ledge. Like, you really shouldn't buy a house without doing an inspection, agreeing to waive your inspection entirely. These are first time home buyers. It's your
right.
first home. You're going to really need that inspection.
Well, hey, listen, you mentioned price, you mentioned contingencies, and you also mentioned interest rates. And unfortunately, interest rates are very volatile right now. I remember we went literally from 3% to 5%, and everybody was like white knuckling, holding onto their chairs. Let me breathe, let me breathe. What happened? It's like all of a sudden, we're above 6%. It's like, where was 5?
Mhm.
Like, buckle up because this inflation thing's real. And I read a great interesting quote today. I'm in the process of buying something in Portugal. I don't know if I told you that or not, but I've been tracking, I guess, or following the conversion rates between the dollar and the euro. And I read an article. It's like, why is the dollar so strong? And it's like, well, it's the cleanest shirt out of all the dirty ones, right? And that's why it's like so strong. And I'm like, all right, that makes sense, right? Because I'm not really following what's going on with Europe, other than they're having an energy crisis right now.
Right.
So it's just interesting, and we're all kind of interconnected in our own little way, whether it's the butterfly effect or something else. So yeah,
I'm,
Paul,
I'm,
listen,
I'm
yeah,
sending you my 2 week reservation for your place in Portugal too.
I need a year in advance. That is what I've been told. So no, we're excited about everything, and my wife is coming in the room, so that means that I have somewhere that I need to be at right now. But I wanted to thank you for your time again. I appreciate you being a trusted partner for Open Doors Real Estate, and I know we're going to be doing a lot of good things. I'm wishing you nothing but continued success, especially with the transfer, more into the Long Branch area than Bayonne. So we got great things to do.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, Peter. Thanks for having me.
All right. Have a great day, man.
See
Thanks
you,
again.
bud.